Sounds good. Well, good afternoon, everybody. Well, what? Yeah, I did say good morning, right? Welcome to the Renew and Recreate Parks and Rec Bond Oversight Committee for October. Happy to have you here. Thanks for joining us online, communications team, and I see Erica and Christine. Thank you for being here, and Tracy, thank you. I remember. So on your computer, turn off your and speak. It was. Is it? Got it. I got it. Nope. Go ahead. Right there. Okay. How many of the things do you have to hit? I hit them all. I apologize about that. I thought I was
Someone
doing.
has.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Wasn't just you.
I mean, I was just here to help her.
We're gonna try this again. I was so proud of myself for sharing screen that I failed all the other items.
Don't touch it.
Don't touch it. Rewind. Welcome. Welcome, everybody. Parks and Rec Bond Oversight Committee. So today we're going to go over the timeline, review some updates, go through some financials, and then talk about next steps. I've created a bit of a new document that's going to capture our timeline, I think, in more of a user-friendly way. So in chronological order, I've listed our projects and the anticipated construction start date. I hope this is useful, and we have really outlined this based on how communication likes to communicate things seasonally. So we're getting aligned here, and I think this is probably the best way for me to continue to communicate our project timeline. So you'll see we are currently under construction with Cushing, and then we are starting Emerson, which you'll hear a bit later, and Rotolo will be soon, and then following you can see that timeline. Our communications team has really helped me to pull this in together, so thank you very much for helping me on this. And if you need any version of this, let me know. Victor, I believe some version of this was provided to you recently for.
Got it yesterday, but
yeah.
The person that provided it to me gave me something old that didn't match, so.
Oh, okay. Well, because I might have changed it actually after I gave it to him. I'm happy to provide this to anybody, and also, is this useful? Is this a more useful document than other things you've seen? I'll continue to refine it.
This is incredible. For
What's
my
up?
comms brain, this is like perfection.
Oh, what? Wow, I'm done. I'm leaving, man. Awesome.
What I'm wondering just for, so I mean, does everybody understand how this reads? At first I had to do a double take. So when you get to like Rotolo, it said winter 2026, yet Cushing's winter 2026. So I'm wondering if we just put winter 26-27. So it shows it's later in the year versus the current season we're in.
Yeah, you're right. And we had a discussion about that because winter spans 2 calendar years. So it's actually winter 2025, which is December 2025 through January, February of 2026. Yeah. Or whatever that would look like. Sorry, I was looking at Cushing. So yeah, you're right. I should probably clarify what that looks like because it could mean at the end of 2026 versus the beginning of the calendar year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So winter's always okay. I'll make that refinement and then I can send it out. Okay, thank you, team. But things are on track and it's looking really good. Really happy about this. So I'm going to turn it over to Brad. He can update on the rec center and Pirates Cove. And then I have one show and tell I'm happy to bring up, which is a 3D image of the locker room, which I thought would be fun to look at today.
Right after rec center and go back to Pirates Cove, we can do that.
Sure.
That would make more sense.
Yep.
Okay, thank you, Gina. So as it states on there that the project is on track with the recreation center, we are getting back drawings and just formulating all of those. We did hit a little snafu with the recreation center, and part of that is with the stormwater. that happens on the north side of the building, and also the west side of the building, that we can only have disturbed 10,000 square feet of surface area on that one. And with the expansion or moving the west wall of the pool to accommodate the cold plunge and the spa, that will be disturbed, and so that goes beyond that one. So what we've had to do is make the difficult decision to remove the pickleball courts at this time. So that will allow us to go in and meet that requirement with stormwater so that we don't have to do a big detention pond. If we moved forward with that one, we'd have to do a detention pond that would take up a whole lot of the money that is in there for the project. So we felt it best as a staff to go ahead and remove the pickleball court. So that's a big part of that one with the west side expansion. We also have got a 3D view renovated of the locker rooms. It's kind of cool to see how that's come together, and Gina's going to bring that up real quick, and then we can go back to Pirates Cove.
I do want to add, we have pickleball courts going into our system at Bellevue Park, so it's not like we're eliminating pickleball courts completely, but we will have some in our parks down the road.
So this is a 3D rendering. The big spots that you see at to the top of it, those are the existing racquetball courts. Those aren't moving. Then if you go just to the left of the racquetball courts, that is a sports lounge area to where we're keeping some of the cabanas that are existing right now, but there will not be showers in that area. So that's showing that one. There'll be some tables and chairs in there also for people to lounge around a little bit. I'm sure the racquetball players are going to be utilizing that. Also, there'll be probably people that are in the pool. They'll utilize that area also. There'll be glass walls so that they can see the aquatics area with that one. Then inside of the 3 locker rooms, there's a men's room and a women's, and then also the family locker room. So that just gives you a really good detailed look of how that's going to look. If you're coming down the hallway from the bottom of it, the very first room you come to the left, that is where the family or universal locker rooms are going to be with that one. There's a total of 5 locker rooms in that area. There's 2 of them that are bigger. There's actually 3 of them that are ADA accessible, and then there's 2 just regular ones in there. So the one that is on the far left, if you look at that, that is an adult changing area. So that is something that is very common right now in the industry for facilities to put in. So those people that need to have an adult changing one that has got some disabilities and stuff, that makes it a little bit easier for them to utilize our facility. Then the next one, next to that one is where the women's room's gonna be. And then the far one next to the racquetball course, that's where the men's locker room's gonna be. On just to the left side of where those locker rooms are, that is where the steam room is gonna be. And then also the sauna, the dry sauna will be in that location. The one on the right, if you're looking at it, that dog out there, that's where the steam generator is. So that's a look at the whole locker rooms. Do you want to add anything, Sarah? Did I get that all?
Yeah, we were able to increase our toilet,
The toilet fixture count?
and then we were able to maintain the amount of showers that we have. Actually, we get more with our deck showers. So we have some times of heavy use where showers are at a premium. So this is going to help kind of alleviate some of the congestions that we see. And then through the drawing process, we as in the designers identified that we are able to add almost equivalent toilets in the 2 gendered locker rooms. So that's kind of nice. So that doesn't cause any disruption in service. Also, we'll have different multi-sized lockers to kind of meet people where they're at, whether they're bringing winter coats or bags or whatever. There's going to be multiple sizes. And then we opted to do our benches up against the lockers since we're shrinking so much space that we'll hopefully have a little bit more floor space for people to travel through the locker rooms. So we're currently in the process of picking colors and flooring and finishings and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, the specifications, we just got that yesterday or the day before. So we will be going through those large documents, 400 pages, and we'll select the different colors. Also, the designer will bring in different samples for the countertops, for the flooring, for the pool deck, all those different things that we will sit there, go through that also with facilities, and we'll be able to pick out the fixtures that will be in both in that area. for the locker rooms.
One of
Sorry.
also the things that we identified is we are currently in love with the doors to the steam room and the sauna being so close to the exits of, or entrances of the locker room. So we're working with our designer to see if there's another way to design that so that it doesn't feel as like opposite, you're like meeting an opposite gendered person as you're going to the steam room or coming out of the locker rooms. So hopefully we can maybe flip flop the entrances there. Again, still some design.
There's some structural issues if we do it kind of like the way that we wanted it to happen. So we're gonna see if we can just redesign that a little bit, make it a little bit more conducive for everybody to have, so. Fun stuff.
And I'll add one more comment. When we were making some tough decisions about the outside use space and stormwater detention and what we could and could not do, one of the items that we had identified was the lift inside the building is in need of repair and has required staff to assist people to use the lift. And so when we were trying to decide, the best use of our resources, we thought, it's probably a better use of our resources to replace the lift in the building that would be used more frequently than an exterior pickleball court that could be used basically only seasonally. So we are going to be replacing the lift inside, and I think that will, be a good use of funds and will help alleviate the staff time to assist someone in the lift because it could be more manually operated by a patron. So, and that's this little square box at the bottom here. So, any questions about kind of the changes that we've made to the rec center? Is anyone excited about these changes? I know that we are. And the staff is, I'm a frequent user of the locker room and I'm excited about that too. So, Erica, do you have a question? Or you're excited?
No, I'm excited about the sauna.
Oh, excited about the sauna.
When, Gina, do you think the public is going to be about pickleball?
Yeah, it'll be interesting. So at the end of this presentation, you'll hear that we have an open house scheduled. And so I think at that open house, we'll really glean people's, because we'll be upfront about what we were able to do with this project. I think the good news about not having pickleball courts here is we are able to offer that at another park. That will be close and it will be free. And so Inglewood will still have an outdoor, option for that.
Yeah, let's be sure and make sure that's part of the
Yes.
Communication, for sure.
We're gonna rely on the communications to make sure we get that word out in a positive manner.
Question about the pickleball courts at the Colorado's Finest. Are those gonna be resurfaced or repainted at any point? Because that could be another opportunity of
That's a great point.
we'll take a closer look at these and make sure they're
Well, we
up to
can-
snuff.
It's not on the list currently, but we actually have another list going on of things that either we're not able to do currently because of funding, or maybe it never made the list, but it's come up. And so we're keeping track of all of that. We can add that to it. So if we have funding, and Gina will talk about the budget today, and where we're at with interest earned, and that's a nice little number as we continue forward with these, that we might be able to do some of these extra projects we won't be able to address with the initial renovation. And so, if you all think of things too, we'll kind of talk about that in the budget piece, but we'll definitely add to it. And every time we do a public meeting or outreach, we get more and more ideas, which is fine. Some are great ideas.
Yeah, I just know they look a little sad. So I thought maybe if it's we won't have pickleball courts here, but we're revamping and adding more courts other places like Bellevue Park and then repainting that.
Good idea.
I think also a point of maybe sweet spot for that is that the pickleball courts, if they were at the rec center, they would be controlled. It wouldn't be free access.
Yeah.
And so if you want to play at 5 o'clock on a Saturday, it's going to be closed year round. So this allows people who don't have, who might have worked a 9 to 5, that they can't get to this court at the same time. So here's a better option anyway.
Yeah.
So
That makes sense.
Yeah, good point, Sarah. And Brad?
And then Pirates Cove, project status is still on track. Really what we're digging into right now is the mechanical issues that we'll have. Part of that is with the new mechanical room. We are moving that from the existing mechanical room because of space. So that'll be located just on the south side of where the current pool is. Part of the challenge that we came in with that one is the slope that's going down that goes from the west to the east with that one, where we're gonna have the access point for the doors. So we're looking to change that a little bit. So that will probably be on the west side. So we're just have to move the things inside the mechanical room right now. Then the other part is electrical. The electrical is an issue right now. We're working with the electrical engineer as far as how much space we still have in the current panels. We're also going to have to go out to Excel and probably change out the transformer right now that's at Pirates Cove, which will be a little bit of a big deal. So those things are just, we're coming into play, and we're getting a good handle on that one. Then the plumbing plans, as far as how all that stuff is going to work, we think we've adjusted most of the plumbing plans, still the pools, everything. So all that stuff is going to work. We went from a gutter pool to a skimmer pool, which takes out a surge pit. And I know I'm talking French to everybody, but really those things are going to make it a little bit easier for us to maintain and to operate the pool, which we're totally used to doing that one, because right now the Lazy River and the leisure pool, they're on a skimmer system. So we're totally used to using that. So it'll work out really good from that aspect. So we're still in constant contact with the designer, making little tweaks here and there. We did visit Broomfield Bay last month a little bit, and seeing that BHA were the designers for that pool. So we got to go up and see firsthand kind of what they designed. Really liked it, and we got to talk to the aquatic staff and stuff too. And so they gave a high kudos to BHA as far as designers and stuff, and for them working with everything. So we feel pretty confident right now with the way that that's going on. But we'll probably, just to reiterate a little bit, as we looked at Gina's timeline a little bit earlier, that right now on the plan is we probably will close after the second week of August next year in 26, due to let construction get in there and we can get ahead of the game. So we'll be able to open up in May of 27. Questions on Pirates Cove?
Cool. All right, parks updates, Adrian.
All right, thank you, Gina. For those of you who haven't been by Cushing, the dog park has come a long ways. It's very good. The fencing's been completed. Some of the site furnishing's been installed. Agility equipment should be coming within the next week. So check it out if you haven't seen it. We're hoping to open the dog park portion of the Cushing Park project in early November. One thing that still needs to happen is we need to irrigate the new seed, and hopefully it'll germinate before we have hundreds of dogs potentially on top of the seed. So shooting for the early November, and I'm fairly confident that we can meet that deadline. Playground equipment got delayed, unfortunately, so that'll be early January when playground equipment will be installed. They have been doing some grading work and removing pea gravel on that side. Another cool thing that we added to this project, for those of you who know or don't know the history of this area and the Cushing area specifically, gold was first found in Colorado on Little Dry Creek, kind of by where the Platte is. So there's a marker at Cushing already, and that kind of sparked the gold rush and people moving west. So having said all that, we're gonna put a big, large rock that looks like a gold nugget in the playground at Cushing. So that's kind of a, That's cool. yeah, uniquely piece of our history. So that'll be part of the Cushing playground piece of this project. Any questions on Cushing?
One clarification before I spread misinformation. So gold was first discovered in Colorado in Inglewood? Is that what we're, okay.
That's
I'm
what
going
we're
to tell
claiming.
everybody that, and I want to make sure.
And then if you go up to like Idaho Springs, they found it there first. If you continue up to all the different towns, they all found it first too. But we have a plaque, so
There you go.
it's pretty
Okay.
permanent.
Okay,
And Brad was there.
I found the first nugget.
So that's how he's affording retirement.
Still very good. According to our history video, our discovery here in Inglewood sparked the gold rush west. So
Yeah.
Oh, our history video.
our history. And Idaho Springs and others, but.
Okay, I'll say Inglewood lore, according to Inglewood lore.
Oh, I like that.
There you go.
According to ChatGPT, it was Little Dry Creek. South Platte says it right there,
ChatGPT
1858.
is never wrong.
It's facts.
Yeah, because it's never wrong.
It's right there.
Did we like put that?
They heard us talking. You know that, right?
Right.
Yeah, took our information and told us what we said.
So if you see a big gold rock at Cushing, that's what that means.
It's not real gold.
And just so you know, the prospector that found it was from Georgia, just saying.
Oh.
He's getting out of Georgia.
It was lost. And Adrian, did you notice the, or maybe you knew this, but the gold nuggets on the Cushing neighborhood sign too?
Oh, okay,
That
cool.
looked like pieces of popcorn to some people, but.
I love it. So, kind of cool to tie our history into this project, so. Emerson, so this is a drawing of Emerson. Emerson will start the week of November 10th. The same contractor who's doing Cushing is also doing Emerson, so they will leave the fence up. They will leave the playground area at Cushing fenced and move to Emerson and work on Emerson until we get playground equipment to Cushing. So there'll be a little back and forth. Emerson will get new irrigation system, a small pavilion with a table. I think that's number 6 on this picture. A lot of new trees and plants will border the park. One of the things that we did hear from the community is that they love the open space at Emerson Park. So we're not going to touch any of the open area of Emerson Park. It'll all take place kind of around the park. One of the design ideas for this park was to attract different birds. So there'll be a lot of different flowering trees and trees that will attract birds into this neighborhood at Emerson. Questions on Emerson? Rotolo is our next one that's fairly close. The contract was approved by City Council on October 6th, and we're anticipating to start that spring of 26. So kind of got a head start on the parks, and we're starting to see progress out there. So it's very exciting to start seeing this come to life, these ideas that we've had for several years. So, any questions on Rotolo?
Adrian, Rotolo, are you guys getting into that? There's like a Denver easement water line through there that hung us up on the drainage project. We had to go get rules and stuff.
I'll look into it. I don't have that answer.
It's in that berm.
Yeah,
It goes through there. You've got city ditch, but there's also the Denver line, I think, that runs through there.
a massive Denver line.
Yeah.
And then I brought pretty pictures. So this is Miller Field, and these are potential designs of what the restroom and the stage will look like. So these could potentially change or could not. So this stage will kind of be in the center of the park. One of our long-term goals was to move some of the concerts out of this area and get more people into the park. So we would probably most likely move summer concert series, more special events into these new parks to showcase all the new projects. So this is the new stage, what it will look like at Miller. And then it on the left is what potentially the new restroom would look like at Miller. This has been not complicated, but we've had a lot of cooperation with a lot of departments in the city on this project. PD we met with on sight lines and camera angles and what they could see from their cameras in the park, and we position these things within the park so they have the best view from their cameras to hopefully deter activity that we don't want to take there. Fire marshal we've worked with as far as fire hydrants and traffic. Traffic's been huge on this one. It's great to have Thomas on board with his ideas on some of our crossings that will be improved around the park. Stormwater's been a huge partner in this project. When we get further into this and you guys see more of a design for the whole park, there'll be kind of where the parking lot is now will be a kind of stormwater holding area. And we're trying to make that more educational and put plants in there and kind of have a boardwalk that you can walk over and stuff. So some really cool ideas to capture stormwater and to still make it educational and a piece of the park. Any questions on Miller? Did I miss anything on Miller, Gina?
Mm-mm. No. We're excited to activate this park.
Will those signs, the ball field arches, will those be preserved?
Yes.
So that's also a piece that is the design team's working on, how we can make that well, I can't talk.
A permanent fixture in the
Yes.
park
Yeah.
forever,
Those are so cool.
Yeah, that'll remain, but it will look a little different, but the actual sign itself will stay in place, yeah.
So kind of give you a timeline, Miller, we're probably, what are we at, Gina, 50% CD, something like that.
Close
So
to, by November 7th, which is in 2 weeks, we'll have the 50% CD construction drawings, which is fairly close to, having some really things
Yep.
finalized.
So goal for Miller would be 100% are due close to the end of the year. Get an RFP out for Miller January-ish, and hopefully construction, everything goes right, can start at Miller spring, summer of 26. This will be one of our bigger park projects.
Great, thanks. Now on to financials. So wake up, people, just kidding. I've highlighted a couple things here that have changed from last month, and I think this is what I'll continue to do because otherwise we can get overwhelmed with numbers. But a couple of things that have changed from last month include the Bellevue Park design project. Over the summer, Bellevue Park was in the feasibility study and that wrapped up. And so we have a new contract with the contractor for design. And so those funds have been now encumbered. So you'll see that in the encumbrance line, they're highlighted, the first item highlighted. And then with the Emerson Park project being finalized, we have encumbered also funds for that project, both in the project line and the irrigation line items. So those are some of the changes that we've seen reflected in the financials from last month. So this is new to this presentation in committee. So I do want to twice a year, let me back up a second. Last month, it was requested that we present the percent of the budget that has been spent, and then the percentage of our bond budget overall that has been spent and encumbered. So we're talking about the full 41.5 million. So what has been spent is 1.41%. A small number, but that's to be expected at this stage because we haven't undergone the construction piece of things. Overall, what we have spent and what we've encumbered for these design contracts is 10.42% of our total bond budget. So we'll continue to report that each month, and we can figure out if there's any other information that we need to do with this. So, and then twice a year, I will report our interest income. So since we purchased this bond in April, through the end of September, we have incurred, our interest that we have incurred is $670,555,000. So, this is the money that we will have to go back to council and make requests to spend it in our park projects based on a list of ideas that we're collecting. And council may make a different decision and they may want to pay back the bond and stuff like that. So this is the money that we will continue to talk about, and eventually we will need to discuss with this committee, ideas that we have, ideas that we're hearing from the community, and how we want to wisely use our funds. So does anyone have any questions about these figures? We good? You guys are always good. Okay, some next steps. So I've been working with the communications team. We are going to be hosting a Bond Projects open house on Thursday, November 13th here at the Civic Center from 4 to 7 p.m. During this Bond Projects open house, we are happy to share about all 10 of our projects, but we will be highlighting in particular the Miller Field project, the Rec Center, and Bellevue. Our designers from those three projects will be here to share with the community about where we stand with these projects, get some input. We're always collecting any feedback. So we will also have an open house. We will also be collecting feedback from the Clarkson Park project. It's a smaller project. We have not had an open house for that project yet. So we will also have the designer from that project here showcasing some ideas we've had for that project and asking the community for their input on that project. In regards to Clarkson Park, we'll also have an online survey open for 2 weeks during that same time. So we will operate that project similarly, but it will be part of this entire open house. So we hope that you guys will come, see what we've got going on. I know you get an update every month, but it would be great to have your support. If you can pop down during that time, that'd be great. Or encourage your neighbors to come and enjoy some time with us. So, and then for the next 2 months, like Christina said kind of at the beginning, in November, December land on holidays. And so I'll be providing updates for this group via email in November and December. And then starting in January, I'm going to send out a new calendar invite. It was under Christina's name, but I'm going to take over that calendar invite. So you'll see that coming from me, same time, same bat channel kind of thing, starting in January. And that's all we have for today. So, does anything come up? Any comments, concerns, questions? No? We're good? Great. We'll appreciate your time as always. Thank you.
Thanks, Gina.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tina.